Now, whether they were legal, illegal, when you go to the videotape, I don't give a shit. What I give a shit about is the ref stops it right there. Now, he made the call. Big Dan.
Yeah, Dan
Merigliata. Tough name to say.
Yeah, tough name. We'll call him Big Dan. Yeah. Somebody's got to be held accountable.
That's right.
He fucked up. He fucked up huge because he stopped it. Now, if that's your call that it's illegal, if Chris Hayes to say he can't continue, they stopped it. If they stopped it, what happens from there when it's an illegal strike? Because now you can't change your mind that it's a legal strike. Because if it's a legal strike, wave it off right there.
Sense, now I think
Wait,
about it, yeah.
you're giving them 5 minutes to recover. Why? Yeah. If it's a legal strike, you're not giving them 5 minutes to recover. So when Chris later on is even talking to Joe Rogan because they ended up stopping it, I'm right there the whole time. Dan's like, all right, you got 5 minutes. How much time has he got? All right, he's got 3 minutes left. So and I talked about this through text with Dana, and then when I saw Dana too, it's one of those things, well, if he would have continued right away or this and that, the guy's encouraging him. Sit down, you got 5 minutes.
Chris is kind of just doing what the ref is telling him to do.
He feels like he's been wronged. He did get his bell rung. He's got hit in the head. If he never stepped in to begin with, and Mousasi ended up finishing him off, great. You either are giving him the 5 or whatever because it's an illegal strike, or else if it's not a legal strike, the guy doesn't get fucking 5 minutes. Don't even step in. Let's see what happens. It's not like he got kneed and just fucking dropped. He got kneed. Dan jumps in. Oh, that's a legal strike. Then Chris is taking his time. So then they decide where they're giving him tests and this and that. And they're like, oh, well, all right. Now
did they say he didn't pass the test? Because I remember they were saying the doctors were in there, they're testing Chris, or they're talking to him, and then they made a decision.
Yeah. So then Chris never said he can't fight.
Right.
But they're doing those tests and this and that. So then once they called it, Chris was obviously livid. That, and Chris is arguing, man, that was an illegal strike. So then when Joe puts it up when they put it up on the thing, and Joe's showing, no, it's not. It
looked legal.
It's not
fair.
It's first of all, and I'm not blaming Joe because he's saying what he's looking at. I don't give a shit what the thing. And we're talking about a half a second. If the hand's down, that's hands up when he's kneeing him. The ref made the call.
Sure.
Once that ref makes that call, it's an illegal strike. They stop the fight because of it. All right, what happens after that?
Right.
So Chris should have it then, I guess, because it's an illegal. No, now it's not an illegal strike. Then they never should have stopped it. This is my problem with it.
I've never cheated this sport. Every ounce of my success has been, hard work, dedication, focus, and a lot of God's grace. I've never cheated the sport. I had that estrogen blocker in my system. There was never any steroids ever found in my system. My testosterone levels have never fluctuated. So if someone wants to call me a steroid user, that is 1,000% false. The word steroids have never been found in my system. I was guilty of having an estrogen blocker in my system. And we found the exact pill that the estrogen blockers came from. USADA themselves tested the pills, and they found that it was a tainted supplement. These are 1,000% facts.
The top and bottom of it, and this is no disrespect to Daniel Cormier, because you'll hear my opinion on this in a second, but the top and bottom of it is that he cheated. He cheated at the weigh-in. It's as simple as that. But the commission allowed him to do it. Now, for those people that don't understand what happened, he came in 1.2 pounds over.
Yeah.
And then he immediately got back on the scale, and he did the towel. The towel, the idea there is the towel, covers your privates while you take your underpants off and try and be a bit lighter. But he immediately got back on the scale. He was 1.2 pounds lighter. Now, because my wife, God bless her, she didn't understand how the towel could make her lighter. So I was explaining this in the restaurant last night. I said, here, hold this napkin. Pull this napkin apart very, very hard. I said, now, I put my hand on the napkin. I said, feel the downward pressure from my hand resting on the napkin. She said, yeah. I said, well, you're supporting my weight. She went, right, okay. I said, well, that's what the towel was doing with Daniel Cormier's weight. He was supporting 1.2 pounds of his weight. Now, the commission, because it's New York commission, it's new to MMA, not new to boxing, though, curiously enough. So it's not like they're new to combat sports and weigh-ins, which they're not. They're very experienced. But still, they let it slide. And good for Daniel Cormier. He tried it. He got away with it. It's not his fault. If I was Anthony Johnson, I would have been pissed off. I would have been making some noise. I would have expected my manager to do something. But Cormier, listen, if you can get away with it at a weigh-in, nobody wants to go and, have to dehydrate an extra pound if you can get away with it. And trust me, if you can get away with it, everybody would have done the same thing. They wouldn't have said, oh no, there's no honor in getting away with an extra pound. So I think Cormier did the right thing, and God bless him. There's an old saying: if you're not cheating, you're not trying. And that's what I say. I think it's awesome. I thought that was incredible. I'm not mad at him. I thought it was great. Did he cheat the system? Yes, 100%. When asked about it, Daniel Cormier played dumb and said, "I don't understand what you're saying."
But what is it? What is doing that do? I don't understand. It's not something I've done before, you know. So I don't. No, I just wanted to make sure I didn't show my junk.
No, man, you hold the towel.
To not see my junk?
No. You hold the towel.
That's your belief, not mine.
So of course, again, genius, you know, just deny all knowledge of what they're talking about. I mean, DC's a wrestler. He's weighed in his entire life. Don't tell me that those wrestlers don't know those sneaky towel tricks. Of course they do. But who knows? Because they went back in there a couple of minutes. I think maybe they went into his room, they got on a scale, they got the towel out and said, practice getting 1.2 pounds off on the towel. Like, that's the amount you need, Daniel. All right, quick, remember that pressure and go back in. I honestly believe that's what happened. No, I'll be honest, this is a new trick to me. I didn't know this existed. I wish I did know it, because I have gone down to the towel on a couple of occasions. I remember when I fought Jason Miller in 2009. No, sorry, pardon me, 2011. And I got on the scale and I was 0.2 pounds over. 0.2. I mean, that's nothing. And I even said, I tried to argue it I said, come on. And they went, nope, you got to get it off. So I thought, you asshole. So I ran to the gym, jumped on the treadmill, did 10 minutes on the treadmill, came back, boom, made weight. Had I known that trick, because as I said, we went down to the towel, just put my hand on the towel, I would have been good. So you live and learn.
Because you know I'm all about that cake and chicken. I'm all about that cake and chicken. I'm all about that cake and chicken. I'm all about that cake. Yeah, it's pretty clear, I ain't no size 2, but I can wrestle, and I can throw.
But what is it? What is doing that do? I don't understand. It's not something I've done before, you know. So I don't. No, I just wanted to make sure I didn't show my junk.
This is #1 bullshit.